Oh hey, didn't see you there.
Welcome to my chicken coop.
These are healthy and free-range chickens. And this is Honey.
Sadly, not all chickens are as happy and healthy as the ones you see here.
In modern poultry farming, it's not small farms raising and supplying healthy chickens for meat and eggs. It is large corporations with one goal: to make money.
These companies do not care about the health or welfare of their chickens. They just want more meat, more eggs, more profit.
They make the chickens produce way more eggs than they would normally lay, and breed them to be so large that they can barely even walk.
The growth rate of broiler or meat chickens has increased to about 300% in the past 50 years.
And layer hens have been dramatically altered to lay over 250 eggs a year, while their ancestors in the jungle only laid about 2 dozen a year. If these chickens are unhealthy, then their eggs will be unhealthy too.
Not all genetic engineering on chickens is bad, though.
Indeed.
Germline engineering is a form of genetic modification that actually helps chickens and other birds.
Germline engineering is when favorable germline genetics are inserted into certain cells of the organism.
Germline genes are either inserted into the stage X blastoderm or testicular cells of the chicken. This type of genetic engineering is done by rearranging genomes via insertion, deletion, or replacement of genes.
Germline engineering can help to prevent the spreading of avian influenza by breeding in the gene of disease resistance to various birds, especially migratory birds, which are big contributors to the spreading of said disease.
Also, it is known that chickens and humans have a similar molecular buildup when it comes to ovarian cancer. Chickens can be used for research and understanding of ovarian cancer and can even be used to help cure it in both chickens and humans.
Germline engineering can be used to insert proteins into eggs to make them high in nutrients. They contain components such as ovalbumin, ovaltransferrin, ovomucoid, ovomucin, and more small quantities of various proteins, which can be manipulated by germ cells to create higher nutrient levels and lower amounts of allergenicity.
This way of genetic engineering creates nutrient-filled eggs without making the chicken's body unhealthy, and can benefit human lives without harming chicken lives.
It can be used for medicine or for agriculture, along with animals such as chickens.
Avians have been specifically used in germline engineering due to their unique genetic development. They have been experimented on for 20 years with germline engineering.
What particularly interests scientists in chickens is that they have such a quick reproductive cycle, and the fact that they can lay up to 300 eggs annually.
Other animals that have been used in germline engineering are roundworm, fruit flies, zebrafish, and mice.
But not all forms of genetic modification are as good as this. Actually, a lot cause unhealthiness and cruelty toward the animals. Modern chickens are bred in factories to be the biggest, tastiest, and the most bang for your buck.
This results in cruel treatment of chickens and unhealthy breeding.
Over the last 50 years, growth rates in chickens have increased over 300%.
In a case study, veterinarians in the pursuit of chicken well-being observed the walking ability of 51,000 chickens.
After about 40 days, almost 30% of the chickens showed poor walking abilities, and 3.3% were unable to even walk.
Factors that made the chicken's locomotive abilities worse included the age of the bird's genotype, not feeding the chickens whole wheat, a shorter dark period during daytime, more chickens in the chicken coop, lack of antibiotics, and the use of intact pellets for food.
The scientists studied chickens from 5 major UK poultry farms, in total made up to 50% of the United Kingdom's production.
The chicken's walking ability was measured in a standardized gait score, which the veterinarians who worked on this case study learned by taking a 5-day course.
It was discovered that 27.6% of the chickens had a gait score of 3 or more, which is very poor, and this is from 50% of the United Kingdom's commercial farming chickens.
The reason the chickens have so many walking issues is because people bred commercial chickens to be extremely top-heavy in the breast region, and to generally grow to unnaturally large sizes. This causes some chickens to be so large that they can barely lift themselves.
So in conclusion, even though there are some positive effects of genetic engineering and artificial selection on chickens,
there are still definitely some negative ones.
Some ways to help is to try to buy meat and other produce from local farms with healthy free-range chickens that are treated well.
and watch out for those pesky GMOs.